Richmond, Virginia, home to City Stadium, one of the toughest places to get a win in USL League One, and it's that way again for the Richmond Kickers, who have allowed just one goal in their last 4 home matches. Can forward Madison leap forward tonight in the race for first place in the league and pull off the upset? Good evening from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Brought to you by UCrops. I'm Ryan Pierce. Here is a look at the standings. You got the Richmond Kickers in 3rd place. A win tonight could catapult them into first, but you don't have to look far to see forward Madison FC. They are in 5th place with plenty of momentum entering their match tonight. We'll talk more about forward Madison in just a little bit, but first, Richmond is feeling good after a come-from-behind win against Central Valley. Emiliano Tagosi scored 2 goals in the second half. You saw one of them right here on that penalty kick. Hits 9th career brace all time. That is a league record. There aren't too many players that can score like this. The one touch, the spinning kick. He's our player to watch tonight for Richmond. And for forward Madison, Stephen Payne. He was a pain for North Carolina last week, scoring a goal in that 3-0 win against the team with the league's best record. He's also got 2 assists this year, and he does a great job setting up his teammates in the box from the back line. He's effective from anywhere on the field, and he is a big reason why, with plays like this, forward Madison took the big win last week and has a lot of confidence coming in tonight's matchup. Can forward Madison play spoiler in Richmond on Pride Night and hand the home team their first home loss since April? Find out lineups, the kick, and more coming up for the Henny Derby.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
So we've decided to sell the house.
Oh, yeah? Who's your realtor?
Well,
Over here, guys! Over here! Only $10!
Where do I find comps? What is encumbrance? How do I escrow?
Here's what I found for Scarecrow.
actually, I've been meaning to ask who you and Paul worked with.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Big matchup, two of the top 5 teams in USL League One share the pitch tonight. The Richmond Kickers and Ford Madison FC. You're taking a look at the procession. The select game ball brought to you by VA Pride. Going to be a lot of fun tonight. Let's get started with the starting lineups for both teams, brought to you by VA Army National. First, for the home Richmond Kickers in their black kits. That dark black uniform looks so sharp. Terzoki at the top. He leads the team in goals. Number 32, Belmer. It's been fantastic this year. 3 assists. That's tied for second in the league. Oftentimes sets up his teams in the box. And watch out for Sukau, number 19. He actually used to play for Ford Madison. And then, of course, Fitzgerald in goal. He's played more matches than anybody else in USL League One history. Okay, that is the Richmond starting lineup. Let's flip the card and look at the road pink and baby blue uniforms. Those are sharp for Ford Madison FC and Coach Matt Glazer. Juno Baptiste at the top along with Bartman, a formidable 1-2 punch in this 3-5-2 offensive setup. Of course, Shipman is the keeper. Bernd Shipman, the German native, 5 clean sheets. That is tied for a club record, and one of them came last week against North Carolina. They had the best record in the league, and Shipman said, "Know what? I got this," and shut them out with a clean sheet. That back line has been fantastic, as well as we are set for kick from Richmond, Virginia, the team that is 3rd in the standings. The Kickers against the team that is 5th in Forward Madison FC. If you're the Kickers, you want to get up to an early start. They are so tough to beat because of the way they control the ball. Of course, these keys brought to you by CarMax. If they have the early lead, and if you are Forward Madison, you want to work through Payne. That is Stephen Payne, your defensive player. Also Payne because they're dealing with a couple of injuries, but Payne has 1 goal and a couple assists this season. He had a major goal this past week against North Carolina. And then you look at the injury report for Richmond. Ivan Kordecker is out. You got Onan and Benitez, a couple major players out for Forward Madison. They've been battling the injury bug. So Forward Madison, the road team, is used to that. They were coming off a big win last week as they were completely dominant against North Carolina. And then, of course, Richmond was able to squeak by a team that's been playing a lot better, that being Central Valley Fuego. That was 3 matches in 7 days for Richmond. They've had time to rest. They look ready to go, and so are we. From Richmond, Virginia, it is the Kickers and Forward Madison, the Henny Derby. We'll talk more about the history in a bit. It is a budding rivalry between a Midwest team in Madison and the East Coast Richmond Kickers. Richmond in their home black uniforms at City Stadium. Forward Madison in their road pinks, a gorgeous contrast of colors here in Richmond. The head official is Donovan Eubank, Bryson Condry, William Steffen are on the sides with the flags. As these two teams fill each other out at the middle of the field, and a quick stoppage and an early foul on Richmond. Richmond's been so good at home. They're 2-1-2 at home and begin a 3-game homestand tonight. They have a 2-match home winning streak. And for Forward Madison, they've been pretty good on the road this year. 2-1-3 away from Madison, Wisconsin this season. It's Richmond with the first takeaway. You see that fog in the background from when the starting lineups took place. Some smoke was let off. It still is lingering over the field. That will clear up in just a couple of minutes as Madison takes the ball right back. Forward Madison, they are 5th in the league with 16 points, 4-3-4. Richmond, they are 3rd in the league, 5-3-5. Over the top as Forward Madison trying to make an early statement in the box. The shot bends and is wide left. And it's missed by Nassim Bartman, the forward from Cape Town, South Africa. Scored the 2nd most goals for the team last year, still looking for his first this season. Tonight would be a great night to do it. It's got that strong left leg. Just couldn't quite bend it back against the keeper, Akira Fitzgerald, who makes everything that much more tough. He had 6 saves against Fuego FC last week. Hasn't allowed more than 1 goal in his last 4 starts. We can go on and on about Fitzgerald. You see him with the ball on his left foot. He's made more appearances than anyone else in USL League One history. In his 5th season for Richmond FC, he's been here since the beginning. Kickers, deep ball over the top, 50-50, is brought down by Richmond. Carlton Belmore takes it and puts it on the sideline as he tries to beat the defender, and it will belong to Forward Madison. Richmond, coached by Darren Sawatsky, coming off a comeback victory. They won 2-1 against Central Valley. They will play later on tonight. That'll be the nightcap on ESPN+. Forward Madison, a 3-0 dominant win against North Carolina FC at home. Stephen Payne had the big goal. Richmond in front of a big crowd tonight. Temperatures in the upper 70s. Perfect mid-June evening. And A miscue on the sideline as Jake Meehan turns it over, the 23-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada. An excellent one-on-one defender, skilled at bombing the ball. Still working on some of those fine-tuned offensive plays, but he has a ton of potential. Young, talented player for Richmond. Forward Madison, 8th in the league in offense. They almost turned it over. They keep it in play on their back line. They scored 13 goals this year. They're led by the passing play of Ishiro Martinez. He wears number 7. We'll talk more about him in just a bit. The scoring of Cheney, who leads them in goals this year. He played for Central Valley last season and moved over to Forward Madison this year. For Richmond as they intercept. They're tied for 5th in the league with goals with 15. They have an excellent efficiency rating, 80% passer rating. And defensively, they are 8th in the league in goals conceded, but have the 3rd most clean sheets. So most of their goals have come in about 2 or 3 matches. 2 evenly matched teams. Richmond 3rd in the standings. Forward Madison is in 5th. A win tonight for Forward Madison can get them on the cusp of the top 3 for Richmond. A victory and some other matches have to go their way. They can be in 1st place by the end of the night. Forward Madison in the attacking 3rd. Ball rolls back to midfield. On the foot of Timothy Mell. Good lengthy 6'1" player, wears number 5, tough to get around. Now at midfield, some pressure from Richmond. Rolls to the foot of Mell. Mell looking for space. Dumps on the sideline. The touch from Stephen Payne, we talked about him at the top, is knocked out of play. Payne, number 22, scored his 1st goal of the season in the 44th minute to open the floodgates against North Carolina FC last week on a ball perfectly placed over the top. He's played every minute of his team's past 5 matches and has become a really good player, the 25-year-old from Birmingham. And the official pulls it back as he threw it into Bartman. Gonna look at Forward Madison's head coach, Matt Glazer, former coach of the Real Monarchs in the Championship League. He really has a strong program here. Fun talking with him as he was looking forward to this match, and as the ball rolls to the back, it is on the foot of the aforementioned keeper for Forward Madison. We talked about the top shipment. Those pink uniforms, Forward Madison's crest features a plastic lawn flamingo, which is the official bird of the city of Madison. Coach Glazer's a big fan of it. We're talking about that uniform color. One of the sharpest in the league. Here's a turnover in a dangerous spot. Forward Madison a chance and a foul. This is going to be a free kick in the backfield for Richmond. For a moment, it looked like number 24, Nassim Bartman, who's had a couple opportunities, had some space. Going back to Coach Glazer, though, and his team, I want to mention their charitable work. Forward Madison has raised over $40,000 for UNICEF's Ukrainian relief efforts with the Ukrainian relief kit that they wear. And it's really an impressive charity that they put together. An impressive pass here in the attacking 3rd for Richmond. Crossing pass in the middle. An opportunity is blocked by the back line as Stephen Payne got his left foot on it. One of their leaders in blocks may have saved a goal. And now the counterattack for Forward Madison as they race up the field. Messias, a little miscue. And Justin Suko, the former Forward Madison player, is able to steal it away. Suko at middle of the field. He scored a goal versus Richmond last year. And he says that when he played against Richmond as a Forward Madison player, number 19 for Richmond, he was so in awe of the crowd and the team spirit, he wanted to play here, so he became a free agent in the offseason and signed with Richmond. Of course, Madison, Wisconsin, a pretty great place to play as well, as that is blocked by the back line. Crossing attempt from Owain Gordon is played by the road team in pink. And this rolls out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for Richmond. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Got a good look there at Darren Swatsky, became the team's head coach in 2019. Led Richmond to the first winning season in 4 years immediately. He's not had a losing season yet in his time with Richmond. He has made them a powerhouse in USL League One. They had the best record in the regular season last year. But this year, he has his eyes set on bigger things, maybe a championship, as does Forward Madison. Both these teams top 5 in the standings. A takeaway and a foul in the backcourt. Gordon not happy about it, the 30-year-old from Montego Bay. You just feel the intensity. You can hear the bell in the background. The chanting from the Richmond fans on Pride Night. A great atmosphere for two teams in the top 5. The Henny Derby. Fun story how that began. First of all, as that rolls into the attacking side for Forward Madison, then turned over. The Henny Derby is what this game is called, of course, between Forward Madison and Richmond. And it's surprising to see a derby, a rivalry this big between two teams that play really on the opposite sides of the country, at least Midwest and East Coast. It started as a bet between a Richmond fan and a Madison fan a few years ago, and the loser had to drink Hennessy. Well, it's become a rivalry, and they call it the Henny Derby because of that. Of course, Hennessy not the best tasting drink, which is why that was the punishment, we'll call it, for the loser. And a second to look at Emiliano Terzoghi. The leading goal scorer for Richmond. Forward Madison will throw in from their backfield. Both these teams trying to set the tempo as Gordon is whistled, maybe his second infraction. And a set play coming up for Forward Madison. Number 18, Francis Jean-Baptiste, losing his shoe. The 23-year-old from England, coming off his first start of the year at the forward spot, getting us another chance to start tonight against Richmond. 39 appearances in Sweden's top league from 2019 to 2022. A lot of talent, could be a big-time goal scorer for Madison once he gets more accustomed to USL League One. That's him on the far side of the field, can't keep control. A battle in the backfield, and it's taken away by Richmond. Another opportunity for them. Cross to the middle, goes off the right shoulder of the back line. Still in the attacking third for Richmond. Ball intended for Gordon and cleared to the sideline by Forward Madison. Neither team's had a great opportunity. Got one shot so far. It was well wide left from Bartman for Forward Madison. And Richmond, by a small margin, has controlled the possession game so far. The Henny Derby, dangerous pass, retreating is Fitzgerald. Veteran like that won't have a problem from uncomfortable spin. Forward Madison 5th in the standings. Both these teams coming off wins. Forward Madison won 3-0 against North Carolina FC. And Richmond, a come-from-behind victory against Central Valley. They've won their past 2 home matches. They've either won or drawn their past 4. They have only lost 1 home match this year, Richmond. That was all the way back in April. They are very tough to beat here. Deep booming kick from Shipman. Moran on the back line heads it into the middle of the field. Meekum goes to work. Retreats to Moran, the Argentinian. Back Barnuthin, the New York native, played for Virginia Commonwealth. Over the top pass. Sails past Belmar, kept in play by Forward Madison. They avoid the corner kick, which would have been the first so far today. Vinyals almost took it away in a dangerous spot. Ford Madison keeps it. You just get the feeling that Richmond is on the verge of a takeaway in a very opportune spot for them. Ford Madison, a couple times have been careless in the backfield, but so far it hasn't led to any problems. If you are to pinpoint, call these teams, pigeonhole them, I guess you could say, as offensive or defensive teams, as this gets into the attacking third for Stephen Payne. He crosses to the box, and it's knocked back by the back line as Bartman had a second. Payne lobs to the back corner. Strong left-footed kick is wide from Isherel Martinez. He made the team of the week last week. There's Isherel, the 25-year-old from Brownsville. Stephen Payne, 3 assists this year. So tough when he's got that angle to work with. He was trying to find that left corner. Francis Jano Baptiste was waiting for it. Richmond known for playing well in position. You talk with Coach Sawatsky, they play well when they push it forward. They control the middle of the field. They did a great job last week. Ford Madison is looking to control the middle of the field. Did a great job last week when they were able to do that against North Carolina. We haven't seen them really push up the middle so far. And for Richmond, they like to push. They want to attack from the outside and go towards the middle. Well, two teams that have slightly different strategies, ways to approach. Both have been successful this season. Richmond is really, really good when they score first. Of course, a lot of teams are, but Richmond especially. A 4-1-0 record, no wins when allowing more than 1 goal, though. They are 5-1-4 when they allow a goal or less, so they are really tough to beat those 1-goal matches. Header towards the box is cleared by the back line. A second opportunity is over the top as Belmar was looking for his 3rd goal this season. That's the best chance Richmond has had so far. Belmar, a dangerous player at the forward spot. He has a couple goals this year, but 3 assists, an excellent passer. Kind of an unsung hero of this team. A lot of people think about their keeper, Akira Fitzgerald. They think about maybe the goal scoring of Emiliano Terzoghi. But Carlton Belmar has been a really good number 99 in black. Haven't had a chance to talk about Neil Vinyals, the midfielder from Barcelona. He's running up the middle of your field, number 10. Watch for him. When that ball goes wide, he's oftentimes the player to come out and get it and set up a quick attack. Richmond, to this point, 16-24 in, has defended him well. Both teams have a shot, as there's Vinyals. USL March League Player of the Month, creates a lot of chances. One of 2 players in league history, and his teammates the other one, Emiliano Terzoghi, to be named Player of the Week in 3 separate seasons. A reflection of how stacked this Richmond team is. Nathan Awney doing what he does best, knocking it past the touchline. That back line for Richmond so tough. And Nathan Awney coming across the field like a linebacker in American football and making the tackle. He leads the league in passing this year. He's also very good at stopping opportunities for opposing offenses, and that's past the touchline. It'll be a throw in for Richmond. Fitzgerald faces pressure to the middle of the field, and now on the sideline for Meekum. Chased from behind by Payne. Ford Madison likes that sneak attack. If you're too passive in the backfield, they will try to go for a quick steal and score. Good through ball over the top. And a block in the back line of the crossing pass as Derek Ephart, the 27-year-old from Blue Hill Maine, got a leg on it. Simon Fitch, the local player, 23-year-old from Richmond, throwing in. Barnathan looks over the defense. The Henny Derby, 2 top 5 teams in the league. Richmond seeking their 3rd straight home win. Their next 3 are in Richmond, so they have a chance to really skyrocket up the standings as it goes out of play. And a forward Madison player is hobbled to the close eye. Get a name in just a second. Maybe just for the Richmond Red Army on Pride Night, wearing their U-Crop shirt. The kicker, one of the most prominent names here in USL League One. A great fan base, great soccer community. It's number 23, Aiden Messias, the midfielder from London, looks to be okay, walking a bit gingerly. Has a 86 passer rating. He's just fantastic, much like Stephen Payne. This back line for forward Madison is so skilled with the ball, quick at starting on the offensive end. And they're very tough to score on, as North Carolina found out last week in that clean sheet. Both these teams fresh off wins. Richmond well rested this week. Unlike last when they played 3 matches in 7 days, they were able to squeak out the win against Fuego FC. Now on the sideline of Enyels. His first time making a move. Chased by Bartman. Enyels reverses field. Richmond now in the middle. It goes to Suko. Suko, over the top. Pass just a little bit too long. And out of play, it leads to a goal kick. Justin Suko is good at setting up his teammates on those kind of plays. That time just misfired as Simon Finch was sprinting towards the box. Both teams have a shot. We've seen the strategy. Nobody's connected yet on the first goal. Madison is more of a high-volume offensive team. They average about 10 shots per game. Richmond is more passive, play longer possessions. They average 7. Both teams have 5 clean sheets. So Richmond averages 7 shots per game, but about 3 shots on goal per game. Madison 10 shots per game, but just 4 shots on goal per game. So it shows that Richmond a little more patient, and oftentimes their shots are more on target. Although, you still look at the numbers, and forward Madison has more shots on goal. That's what you need to win. It's a matter of taste, what strategy you want to play, depending on your personnel. An interesting note on Richmond, 5-1-4 on weekends. They love to play Saturday and Sunday. Just 1 loss on the weekends, and a reflection maybe of their big crowds that come out on nights like tonight. Gorgeous night for soccer. Temperatures low 80s, feels more like upper 70s with the sun setting. A little breeze going across the field. 2 top 5 teams in USL League One on a busy Saturday night for the league. Enyels down the sideline, little spin move put on by Meekum, and it's turned away to Madison. Now down the sideline it goes to Barton, and goes out of play. Forward Madison trying to win back-to-back matches. Richmond looking for their 2nd straight as well. This is an opportunity, and it goes out of play. Going to be a goal kick, as Bert Shipman, the keeper from Germany, held up his hand saying that went past the line. Carlton Belmer couldn't quite chase it down. The speedy number 99 for Richmond. Belmore played for Grenada men's national team. He was part of the Week 2 Team of the Week. Saying, oh, I almost had it. So close. Bert Shipman to kick it away. A calm, composed playmaker at the keeper spot, according to Coach Gleaser. He is 5th in the league in saves as well as clean sheets. Made 4 saves against North Carolina FC and maybe a career performance at home against a really good goal-scoring team. We talked about him a lot at the top for that reason. He was really good last year. The 28, 6'4", long arms. Coach says one thing he's working on is the communication, talking to his teammates, telling them, hey, I'm going to send this one out to you, pointing where to go. As that one gets through, a chance for Richmond. Gordon tried to bring it down and could not, gave Madison the opportunity to come back, and they were able to stop the play. Now Gordon tries to take it himself, and it ends up on the foot of Payne. The best opportunity for either team. Bartman keeps it in play, then Yells with it. The athletic midfielder, a little bit too strong on that pass. Fooled me, it was intended for Fitch all along. The one touch back to Fitch, and it's past him out of play. Let's go back and have a look at that opportunity for Richmond. Greenswell Growers is a sponsor for our look here, our replay. Owain Gordon just couldn't get that right foot on it. If he could have, he would have had an angle to shoot. Shipman to send it away. Only 9 goals against Shipman this season. Here's Mel in the backfield for Madison. They reverse field. It's been Richmond controlling the tempo over the past 10 minutes or so. Forward Madison dodging bullets. Neither team's had a great look at goal. If you're just tuning in, that shot for Owain Gordon might be the best so far. Here's Gordon again as he works on the back line. Timmy Mel tangled up with Gordon. Gordon tumbles, and this is going to be a free kick from an opportune angle. Mel got his legs tangled up with Gordon. He's tough to get by, good length. That time had to use the right foot as Owain Gordon went to work, pushed him in the back too, and that led to the foul. Gordon started the year as a backup forward. He's been really aggressive pushing the action so far. Now Neil Van Yels, who's got 1 assist already. Just outside the penalty area. A chance to set up his teammate. Watch out for number 32, Emiliano Trzoki. He's on that far right side of your picture. You see he's battling for position. Van Yels, the kick in the middle, and it's saved by the keeper once and then picked up out of the air by Shipman. Van Yels went straight at Bert Shipman, and he was ready. And the back line for Ford Madison on time on the rebound. What a shot there by Van Yels. Somehow split the back line. Ready and waiting was Bert Shipman. That ball was like a magic act. You saw it in 1 second, and then it disappeared behind about 4 jerseys. A Richmond player hits the turf. That is Trzoki. Ball knocked off the foot of Krul. Jacob Krul, who made the All-League team last year, number 16 in pink, the 25-year-old from Austria, pleading his case with an earside official. Also motioning to Donovan Eubank, the head referee tonight, and he wins his case. Forward Madison just can't keep that momentum pushing forward. It feels like every time they work down the sideline, they aren't able to lose it out of bounds, or it'll be taken away. They're trying to find that tempo and being clean with the ball, something they haven't done so far in these nearly 30 minutes. But their back line has been so good. Bert Shipman already a save. It hasn't mattered. You just get a feeling one of these is going to go through for Richmond. Chip down the sideline. It's taken by Forward Madison. Ricochets off the leg of Meekum into a dangerous spot. Here's a chance for the road team. The shot is blocked and then cleared away by Suko. Here's Suko on the counterattack. Richmond handled that play with relative ease. Suko zips it across the field, a little bit too strong for a sliding Meekum. Messias sends it up in the backfield. Forward Madison looking for their second big win in a row. Second win in a row against the top 3 team. They're currently 5th. And here's a counterattack against the back 3 for Richmond. On the right side, crossing into the box is Belmar. Belmar dribbles to the middle, and it goes out of play. Another goal kick coming up for Forward Madison. Carlton Belmore has been able to beat the initial offender, but the Road Pink, they close so quickly. That back line very good at reading their opponent's moves, anticipating. They were able to catch up to Belmar. So we've seen a lot of Carlton Belmar. Emiliano Terzaghi, the player of the week last week, has been held in check. We've seen a little bit of Neil Vignals. Those are the big 3 when it comes to the offense for Richmond. Of course, they have plenty of other contributors as well, including this man right here, Nathan Awney, the Arlington native, big physical back, leads the team in passes this year. The offense often starts with him. High ball to the sideline. Belmar tripped, and Forward Madison comes away with the counter. Bartman couldn't keep it. The team's straight turnovers. Wayne Gordon crosses, fires, and it's saved by Shipman. Gordon gave it a strong kick, and it leads to a corner. Wayne Gordon was able to create some room with the crossover. Had space on the left side of the net, and Shipman closed quickly to bat it away. The second save for Bert Shipman. And now the first corner of the match for either team. Corner kicks brought to you by Nash Painting and Fireproofing. www.nash.com. Here's a chance for Suko. The crossing pass up in the air. Shipman volleyballs it to the sideline. Belmar comes down with it, tries to cross. Still in a dangerous spot, and now it's cleared out by Forward Madison, and they sprint the other way on the counterattack. Probably the 2 best opportunities so far. And Bert Shipman reminded us why he has really come on as an elite keeper in this league. One of the longer possessions so far for Forward Madison, as Richmond has really controlled the possession clock. Mel to the middle. We're over 2/3 of the way through this first half. Exciting so far, a lot of punches from Richmond and strong defensive stands from Forward Madison. John Baptiste had it, now it's on the foot of Barnum. Bartman, it'll stay with Madison. Dangerous spot, Messias. Pass to the middle. And contact and a kick coming up. A set play in a good spot for Forward Madison. Maybe their best chance so far, as Suko, the former Forward Madison player, signed by Richmond in the offseason, picks up the foul. Gephardt from Blue Hill, Maine fell, and now let's see what the road team can cook up here. They scored their first goal last week towards the end of the first half in a 3-0 shutout. The kick is going to go high over the fingertips of the post, or of Akira Fitzgerald, and above the post. Have a look at that one more time. Fitzgerald not really threatened. Richmond already 2 points ahead of their Shield-winning season last year. Shows how strong they've been in 2023. Think, how do you come back and top last season when you have the best record? Well, they're on track to do so. 3 points tonight would put them in first place, depending what happens elsewhere with North Carolina FC and Charlotte Independence, the two teams in front of them. They have 22 points. Richmond has an even 20. High over the top pass. The intended target was Gordon, and it rolls out of play. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL, La Liga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Not 10 minutes left. No score. Richmond and Madison, two of the top 5 teams in League One. And Ford Madison wanted a handball. It'll be a free kick for the road team. Couple saves already for the keeper, Bert Shipman, for Ford Madison. Akira Fitzgerald hasn't really been tested yet. Let's see what Martinez does. He is tied for second in the league in chances created. The former 2015 Texas Boys High School Player of the Year setting this one up. This is the guy you want to begin your offense. High kick, right side, and Fitzgerald coolly grabs it out of the sky. Quickly on the other end, as Richmond puts pressure on Ford Madison. Terzaghi to throw in. 2 goals last week, reigning league player of the week. In the backfield to Meekum. On the foot of Vinyals. Bit of a quiet first half. Sends it back. Go to Barthonen. Let's see what happens here. Over the top pass. Goes over everybody. Evenly matched teams. As you can see, the Red Army with their drums, the uniforms. Richmond has really become a wonderful soccer community. All of them out on Pride Night. You'll go about 2 hours up north, you're into the DC area, which you think of all the great soccer players and soccer towns in that spot. Loudoun County. In Maryland, you got a lot of great spots, but never overlook Richmond. It's become a really good city for soccer. Payne. Talked about him at the top to Martinez. 2 offensive creators, Payne and Martinez. Now to Messias, the midfielder. And he rolls it back to the midfield. Mel will reset for Ford Madison. I think if you're Coach Matt Glazer, you like to see that. Forward Madison, typically a quick counter-attacking team. Methodical with this possession, needling the defense, trying to find space against a tough back line of Richmond. Maybe they can right here. It's on the foot of Payne. He fakes to his right, works on Meekum. Payne looking for that cross. He gets it to the back post, and it's tipped by the back line of Richmond. On the foot of Martinez. The longest possession so far for forward Madison. Messias makes a move on Vanel. Messias, it rolls to Fitzgerald. And that possession ends anticlimactically. Although an interception here for forward Madison, maybe a chance for Barnum. He crosses to his right, back to the middle. And the back line was ready for Richmond. Owain Gordon is down for a second time. And Payne will go over and check on him as he's slowed again up. Good sportsmanship by those two. Have one more look at that move. Here's the foul on Payne. Yep, got him with that right hip. Gordon from Montego Bay, Payne from Birmingham, Alabama. Two different parts of the country meeting together on the pitch tonight. Let's see if Richmond can maybe strike a match before halftime. They got off to a slow start last week against Central Valley. It was a goal in the second half that got things going right away, and they were able to come back and pull off the victory. Emiliano Terzaghi scored both goals for Richmond. Haven't called his name a whole lot tonight. It's been the play of Carlton Belmar, Owain Gordon, who's really spurred the attack for Richmond. For forward Madison, it feels like they're just relying on that back line right now because their offense hasn't been able to get a whole lot going. And the great play of Bernd Shipman, who's been spectacular so far. A couple saves, a couple real nice plays to keep this scoreless. Richmond is third in the standings. Madison is fifth. The Henny Derby. A nice rivalry. Suko, the former Madison player, dumps to the sideline. As the road team weaves, here's Fitch. Keeps on the sideline. Owain Gordon tried to make a move, and it'll be a throw-in for Richmond. And 5 minutes left to go in the first half. You get a feeling one of these teams is close to popping the top off. Richmond's had a couple shots on goal. Forward Madison, some really strong possessions. Both groups have great back lines, elite goalkeepers. Deep throw in the box, up in the air, and it lands on the top of the net. Terzaghi was pleading with the official, asking for a corner kick. Donovan Eubank not convinced. It'll be a goal kick coming up. Here's that Hennessy bottle, forward Madison, the Henny Derby. Fun history, started as a bet between a Richmond and Madison fan. And the loser drank Hennessy. And it's stuck around ever since. See who will be drinking tonight. The loser, not the winner. I'll remind you, the loser drinks Hennessy. Might be an indictment on Hennessy, but it's still part of the tradition. Messias. The London native. Forward Madison has really slowed down the tempo. This is what Coach talked about. Get it in the middle of the field. Here's a chance. Crossing in the box. The shot is off the post. It went off the post and ricochets towards the corner. The best opportunity for either team on a shot by Francis Jono Baptiste. Hit the post. inches from giving the road team the lead. Over the top pass keeps it on the side of the road team. Both teams out of sorts. This may benefit Forward Madison if they can find some space. Messias. The gap quickly closed, and now he pulls back. That was the big key from Coach Matt Glazer when we talked to him this week. He said, we want to get the ball in the middle of the field. That's where we're most effective. Forward Madison did exactly that. They were able to go back and forth across the middle, the little back kick, and it just went off the inside of the post. I don't know how that missed from Francis Jono Baptiste. Inches from scoring his first goal of the year. Baptiste has been so close on a number of occasions. Add that to the list. Another opportunity, and Fitzgerald comes up to make the play. Usually Akira Fitzgerald does not need luck. That time he got a little bit of it. And if you're Forward Madison, you're thinking, okay, we're facing one of the best keepers this league has ever seen. And we can't get a lucky bounce from the post. How do we score on this guy then? Right now the back line for Forward Madison is doing pretty well themselves, as we are getting close to halftime in scoreless. Burnt Shipman, a couple strong saves for Forward Madison. An unlucky ball off the post has kept us scoreless off a shot from Jono Baptiste. Here's a chance for Richmond as their leading goal scorer had it for a second, that being Terzaghi. It rolls back to midfield. Vinyals. Gordon lost it out of bounds. A long throw-in from the back line for Forward Madison. Just a minute of stoppage time. We haven't had a lot of time off here in this first half. It's been a quick moving one. Plenty of action over this past 15 minutes. No goals yet. Can one of these teams break through in the next 40 seconds? Gordon looked for Vinyals. Kicked up in the air by Mel. Brought down on the one touch by Messias. Chased by Vinyals. He's got Payne as his outlet. Instead is taken back by Sukau. Sukau a chance. The cross through the back line. The shot, and it's saved by the back line of Forward Madison. A open net for Richmond, in the back line for Forward Madison. Saved the day at the last second. 9 seconds on the clock as Meekum tried to make a move. And this will likely lead to the end of the first half. Richmond, an open net, but it was saved by the back line of Forward Madison to keep this a scoreless tie at halftime. We've had a lot of action over the past 15 minutes. A save by Shipman, a ball off the post from Francis Jono Baptiste, and now a shot that's saved by the back line. And we do have a set play here for Richmond after a foul. So Richmond's going to have one more look before half. We Neil Vinyals to take it. Vinyals, the chip to the right side on the one touch, and the clear by Forward Madison. And now the halftime whistle sounds. Catch your breath if you're a Forward Madison fan. Richmond knocking at the door, but they cannot break it down because of Shipman and that back line for the road team. A lot of action, no goals yet. We have reached halftime in a scoreless tie between two of the top 5 teams in the league. Halftime brought to you by Simplicity. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, President of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers.
Welcome back to Richmond, Virginia. Gorgeous shot of the skyline as the sun sets in the background. It's time for the Simplicity halftime show as we go over the Lexington against Chattanooga match from Wednesday. A lot of exciting action there and some positive news from Northern Colorado. Ryan Rose has more.
Wednesday, Lexington coming off of 3 straight draws. Chattanooga fresh off a 2-1 win over Madison a week ago. Looking for its first road point of the season, but Walefi trips up Diouf in the box in the 30th minute, so it's Don Smart time, and he buries his 3rd PK of the season. 6 career PK goals. That's 5th all-time in League One. We go to the second half off a corner kick, 63rd minute. The ball finds its way to Tate Robinson out there on the right, and he will find the foot of Khalid Balagoon, his 3rd goal of the season. Co-leaders for the top of the team in Lexington. Chattanooga held to just 3 shots. They're 0-5 on the road. Lexington will play at North Carolina tomorrow. News out of Northern Colorado, though. Trevor Emmon is the player of the month. 5 goals in the month. 13 career Northern Colorado goals in a season and a half-ish. And that is the all-time leader. So 1 goal in June so far for Trevor Emmon. The team was 3-0 in the month of May. So, of course, you're going to look to see who was the major contributor. Major contributor, he scored 5 of their 8 goals in the month of May. Goodness gracious. Only 1 penalty, by the way, that was it. And 3 of the goals he scored were the first goal of the match for the team. So a very good month for Trevor Emmon. He leads the league with 8 total goals. So keep an eye on this guy. And the leader of the pack in Northern Colorado, Eamon Zayed, former League One player and the first former League One player to receive Coach of the Month honors, is Coach of the Month. But what you dig a little deeper into this guy. He's not even 40 years old yet. He's got 160 career goals playing in all over the world. He's 2-0 against the USL Championship teams and 1-1 against the MLS. Those are Open Cup marks. What can't this guy do? But it's the culture, right? It's the culture. You mentioned he gets Coach of the Month, and he deflects it. He says it's Team of the Month, and he shines the spotlight on one of his guys, and not just one of his guys. Folks, Irvin Parra just finished his 3rd round of treatment for testicular cancer, which was diagnosed in February, and you can hear a lot of great sounds on the pitch, but you're not going to hear a better sound this weekend than the sound of the bell ringing, meaning treatment is over. Take a listen.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, babe.
little bit nervous. Jesus, man, you really? That's right. He's looking for a fight.
You guys are my brothers. I'll do anything for you guys. Fuck all this sucky shit. You guys can.
A tender moment. We were eavesdropping on it. Good to see him back. He's been around the team this whole time. They've made sure he's been a part of it, and now cancer treatments are done for the time being. We hope to see you soon. Congratulations to Irvin Parra and the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. They are on quite a run. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer, bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Let's have a look at some news and notes from this past week in USL League One. The Red Wolves signed 2021 League One first-team forward Marios Lomas for the remainder of the 2023 season for Chattanooga. That is a major pickup. Oakland Roots SC has recalled Wolfgang Prentice, scored a goal this past week from his loan. He remains eligible to return later on this year, potentially. And then the player of the week, we've talked about him throughout our coverage. Emiliano Terzaghi had 2 goals. You can see that he is the player of the week right there. Prentice at midfield. Martinez, we saw him play in the first half along with Krul. Such a great backline player for forward Madison, also making that list. A few scores from around USL League One. Of course, Lexington, you saw that highlight, beat Chattanooga 2-0 on Wednesday. No score between Charlotte Independence and 1 Knoxville. Important for this one because Charlotte has a 2-point lead, tied for first over Richmond. South Georgia Tormenta and Northern Colorado are also tied. No score. A look at the upcoming schedule. Richmond takes on 1 Knoxville. That is next Saturday at 7 on ESPN+. A really fun one to watch out for on Wednesday. Union Omaha against 1 Knoxville. This forward Madison team has a Thursday evening date with Lexington XC. That will be a good one as well. Plenty of exciting action coming up this week in USL League One. Plenty of exciting action coming up in the second half between Richmond and forward Madison. We'll have that for you when we come back on ESPN+.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
So we've decided to sell the house.
Oh, yeah? Who's your realtor?
Well,
Home for sale, home for sale. Over here, guys, over here. Only $10.
Where do I find comps? What is incumbents? How do I escrow?
Here's what I found for Scarecrow.
actually, I've been meaning to ask who you and Paul worked with.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Welcome back to the Simplicity Halftime Show. Richmond in 4, Madison. No score, but there were plenty of fireworks in that first half. A couple really close opportunities for both teams. Let's have a look at some of those highlights between two of the top 5 teams in the league. 7 minutes in to the match. Richmond had an opportunity, this nice little touch in the box, and a chance for Gordon, but it was played well by the back line. At the 15-minute mark, Ford Madison had a chance. This crossing pass from Payne went over the top, and the back line of Richmond came up big, and then the wide shot from number 7, Ishiro Martinez. Crossing pass was saved by the excellent keeper, Bernd Shipman, as he was able to keep this at a scoreless tie. This might have been the best opportunity so far. We're not sure how this one missed. The inside shot that went off the post from one of the best strikers, Jono Baptiste, on this Ford Madison team. And then just before the halftime break, this crossing pass was cleared by the back line. What a phenomenal play in that back line by Ford Madison. You can see shots are about even. Shots on target, Richmond has 3. Ford Madison does not have one yet. I guess that shot off the post wouldn't count on target, maybe an inch off. Richmond's controlled the possession. We talked about it. What a clean first half. Only one offside, no yellow cards, of course no red card. A clean first half from two fundamentally sound teams. Was a lot of fun to watch. Towards the back part of it, it was back and forth. Richmond had their shots. They were turned away by the back line of Ford Madison. And of course the great keeper, Bernd Shipman, and then Ford Madison so close to taking the lead. Francis Jono Baptiste, I would say an inch, maybe. He hits that an inch more to the right. It bounces off the inside post and goes in. Instead, it rolls harmlessly to the sideline. And we are tied scoreless at the break. Big crowd on Pride Night in Richmond, Virginia. What a fun evening of soccer so far. The second half, we can only expect the same thing. Of course, maybe one goal would be nice, too. We do have a sub for Ford Madison, Christian Cheney, number 9. The 28-year-old from Fresno. He's got 4 goals this season. He'll start and come off the bench. It just depends on what coach wants to do with the offense. He comes out with fresh legs, though. Watch out for him. One of the best goal scorers, top 5 in the league in goals this year. He came in for Francis Jono Baptiste. A storyline already from City Stadium. Will the fresh legs of Christian Chaney make a difference? And can Forward Madison hand Richmond their first home loss since April? Or will Richmond win their third straight? Shipman to deliver from the box. Dribbles off the harmless touch and the deep kick to midfield. 50-50 ball comes down in a pocket for Madison. And they work quickly. A dump off from the corner for Messias. Trying to cross. That's a Jaden Onan. Haven't called his name yet tonight. Onan wearing number 10. Now on the foot of Epart. Mel with it. In the middle to Chaney. Chaney tries to touch and it goes out of play. It was actually Cicharo on the miscue. Chaney was to his left. I think he was trying to find Chaney. Cicharo moved to the bench when Francis Jono Baptiste came back. Both of them were in the starting lineup tonight. 3 seasons with Charleston before signing with Madison. Richmond has controlled the time of possession about 55 to 45%. They move methodically in the backfield, looking for an opening. Dangerous crossfield pass. One hops over to Finch. His header to midfield. Big crowd on Pride Night. City Stadium in Richmond. Hoping to see their kickers move into first place with a victory tonight, those 3 points. Forward Madison is content with letting Richmond work their offense for that very reason. Onan with the interception. The chip shot is saved by the keeper Fitzgerald, and he falls on top of it. Christian Chaney just missed breaking the scoreless tie, and Fitzgerald turned him away. Got his left hand on it, then dove to keep it scoreless. Now Madison gets it right back. Onan to the right to the crossing shot, again blocked by Fitzgerald. Chaney was right there for the rebound. Instead, it rolls out to Simon Finch. And Richmond will throw in. Back-to-back saves by Akira Fitzgerald. Let's watch this one again. The fancy footwork from Barnum, and Fitzgerald was ready for it. Barnum still looking for that first goal this season. He was second on Forward Madison in that category last year. Two saves to start the second half for Akira Fitzgerald. Bert Shipman's got 3 for Madison. Both keepers as advertised tonight. Shipman is 5th in saves this year. He's also has 5 clean sheets. That's right at the top of the league, and it's a team record for Forward Madison. Here comes the Road Pink. They have come out on fire in this second half. A little roll over to Krul, reigning league player of the week. Rather, made the all-league team. Down to Chaney and turned back by Richmond. The counter from Gordon. Met by Martinez, trapped by Martinez in pain. It's Martinez who pulls it away. Matt Glazer, head coach for Forward Madison. An aggressive strategy to start. It hasn't paid off in goals yet, but clearly Richmond is on notice as Forward Madison has been spectacular out of the gate. And they're threatening again. The deep booming kick is saved by Fitzgerald. 3 saves for Fitzgerald in these first 5 minutes of the second half. Fitzgerald, known to be a loud yeller. You could almost hear his voice over the crowd there. He's telling his team to put the pressure on. Fitzgerald laying out, eating grass, and making the big save. 35-year-old Wake Forest grad, most matches in League One history. 5th season with Richmond. And now it's the dangerous Ishiro Martinez. 2 assists this year. Been a part of a quarter of his team's goals this season. That is the highest on the team. He was part of the team of the week this past week. Martinez, the corner kick to the left post, and nobody but a black jersey is home. Off the chest of number 32, Terzaghi. It stays with Madison. 3 saves in 5 minutes for Fitzgerald. What we saw about midway through the first half from Shipman. This is a battle of keepers right now. Both offenses are getting opportunities. Getting past the last line of defense has been a problem. All those shots from Madison were pretty well struck. They were just anticipated better by Fitzgerald. Again, it's the road team on the attack. Bartman crossing to the middle. Cheney, the first touch. Still on the attacking third. Payne to Bartman. Martinez in the middle to Cheney. Cheney to the sideline. A little bit of room for Krul to work with. He crosses. And nobody home. Martinez. Contact. No call. Ball back to Martinez. The quick pass to Osman. In the middle. The look was to Cheney. Instead, it gets on the right foot of Epart. He tries to make a move to his left foot. Tightly defended by Finch. Epart trying to make a move. And he resets outside the box to Krul. Krul's high kick is out of play. Right now, Richmond doesn't have an answer to forward Madison, who have been in complete control in this second half. But still scoreless. See what Richmond can do here, looking for their 3rd straight home win. They have 3 home matches in a row. This is the time of the year where they feel like they can make a move and potentially grab first place by themselves, just 2 points out of it. And you go down 4 points in the standings, 20-16, and you see forward Madison in 5th place, tied with Knoxville. Finch in the middle, a little bit of space for Richmond on the counterattack, and the crossing pass is miskicked but out of play. And it'll be a corner for Richmond. Off the foot of Mel. And the 2nd corner kick today coming up for the home team. Corner kicks brought to you by WW Nash. Painting and fireproofing, www.nash.com. Is this the moment where Richmond can get a score? It'll be Finch to deliver the corner kick. The black and dark red uniform. The kick from Finch. It's a short one headed towards the back post and out of play. Terzaghi was looking for the corner. A difficult header from Terzaghi. With the drums beating in the background from the Richmond fans, the counterattack is on. Gordon racing. Gordon's left-footed shot is turned back. Now Terzaghi a chance as he works on Osman, who turns him away. At midfield to Epart. Onan showing off that speed. Crossing to the right side. Reversing field, giving the attacker room, and the kick is well high as Cheney was sprinting towards the goal, looking for the pass from Payne. Stephen Payne, it looked like he was trying to strike himself. He had Cheney running down the middle. see Cheney holding up his arms, asking for the ball. Talked about pain at the top. He had that big goal last week to break the scoreless tie against North Carolina FC. That led to the clean sheet from Forward Madison. What a win that was for them. It really was kind of an introductory, a big hello to the league, as Forward Madison said, look, we're here, we're going to be competing. A complete statement of a win at home. Now they're trying to make it 2 in a row. A tussle on the sideline between Ephart and Fitch. It goes out of bounds and will go to Madison. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including the return of USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern starting June 13th. So that is off and going. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. A lot of action, no goals to this point. Both these teams have had opportunities. Great goalkeeping has been the story in a near miss in the first half from Francis Jono Baptiste, who's now out of the game for Christian Cheney for Forward Madison. Gordon and Belmar have been so active, not just on the attacking side, 91 and 99 respectively for Richmond, but putting pressure as forwards defensively. Krul able to find a seam, a little quick touch over to Onan. He had 2 assists against Greenville earlier this year. Payne on the sideline. In the middle to Onan, tries to touch to Payne, a little behind him, and cleared towards midfield. Back on the foot of Krul. Almost taken away by Terzaghi. Shipman with Terzaghi on him, crosses to midfield. Richmond has only lost 1 time when they score first, and it feels like that's what's going to happen today. Whoever scores first picks up this win, the way these two teams have defended. We showed you the numbers. Only 1 offsides, not a whole lot of turnovers, no cards. The offense has been so crisp today. Just tough when you're facing elite keepers and really good back lines. Ani sets up the offense to the sideline. It's Fitch. Quick little dump off to Belmar, and he was onside, it looks like. Belmar some room. Belmore, the chip into the box, and it's knocked back by Mel. Timmy Mel has been on the spot along with Mitch Osmond. Anytime a cross comes in, those two guys are tough to get past. The Henny Derby started as a bet between a Richmond and Madison fan. Loser drank Hennessy. Who will be drinking the Hennessy after this? We got a sub coming in, a debut in just a moment here for Richmond. We'll tell you about it at the next dead ball. And I think we're going to get it right here. Ryan Sierakowski is about to check in for Richmond. The 25-year-old from Barrington, Illinois, making his debut with the Kickers. He recently signed with Richmond after spending time with South Georgia Tormenta. He's a former MLS first-round pick. He has now played for 4 clubs, the second League One player to do so, as he's making his debut for Richmond. He comes in for Carlton Belmar, so active in that first half at the forward position. We'll see if Sierakowski can make a difference with those fresh legs. We already saw on the flip side from forward FC Madison, Christian Cheney making a difference. So both these teams have made one sub so far. A fight at midfield. That's Martinez getting involved in the action. And it rolls to the backfield where Mitch Osmond, the 28-year-old from Sydney, calmly kicks it to the keeper, Bernd Shipman. Top 5 battle. The Henny Derby. Dangerous crossfield pass. Fitzgerald calmly sends it to midfield. Madison tied for 5th, Richmond in 3rd place. Through ball to the top. Here's a chance for Sierakowski. Tries to cross, and it's knocked out of play by Osmond. Corner kick number 3 coming up for Richmond. You can see the fresh legs of Sierakowski already coming into play. Nice little touch from Suko to Sierakowski out in front of everybody. And Mitch Osmond, 110% effort to knock it out of play. Zach Camoran didn't play last week for the first time this season. Physical, smart, reliable player on the back line. The Argentinian, just 25 years old, getting set to deliver the corner kick. He has 1 assist this year off a corner already. Can he make it 2? It's towards the front, and it's nothing but pink jerseys. And we'll roll out to the sideline. Suko able to keep it in play. Both teams 3 shots on goal. The footwork from Gordon, the cross from Gordon, and he had a rough angle. It'll be a goal kick coming up. Actually, it's going to be a corner kick. It looks like it was deflected by forward Madison. So back-to-back corner kicks. Watch that one again. I thought that went straight into the net. As Owain Gordon, the under move, it must have been deflected by the defender, Ishiro Martinez. So a Nash painting and fireproofing corner kick coming up. Richmond 4th corner kick, their 2nd in the past couple minutes. This time it'll be delivered by Justin Suko, the former Madison player. The kick, it's up to the back post. He's got a player there, and it rolls into the hands of Shipman. Suko had his man, but once again, Shipman in the right spot. Heart-stopping moments throughout this match. What a tease it's been. Had so many moments where we thought, okay, here's where the first goal comes in. We are still scoreless. A significant mid-June matchup between 2 top 5 teams, friendly rivals. You know you're a friendly rival when the rivalry is named after an alcoholic beverage. The Henny Derby. What a great crowd here at Citi Field in Richmond. Getting a look at it as the ball works its way from the outside. Nearly full stands. A few open pockets here and there. As a foul is called and a kick coming up for Richmond. Mel whistled for the foul, the California native. See what Richmond can do as they slow things down, let everybody catch their breath. It's been a back and forth second half that's been controlled by Madison. They've won the possession battle after Richmond had about 59% of it in the first half. Neil Vignals, the first time we've called his name in the second, to deliver. Up in the air, in the box, Shipman punches it away. stays with Richmond in the attacking third. Crossing opportunity from Bertha as it goes out of play. Barnathan went over the top of Shipman. Barnathan for a moment was looking for the crossing pass. Nobody home. Signed with Richmond in January after leading FC Tucson in interceptions last year. Not known for that kind of pass, doesn't have an assist yet this season. As Fitzgerald is looking towards the middle, that's where the pass goes. Intended target is Sierakowski, who's in. Sierakowski making his Richmond debut, his 4th USL League One team. That's a record. The 25-year-old. Now to Morin. To the sideline. Gordon. Showing that speed. He's tackled in the box. Was looking for a penalty, and it will be a corner kick. A great tackle by the defender for forward Madison. That was Mitch Osmond, I believe. No, Timmy Mell, my mistake. What a tackle by Mell. Yep, he got the ball first before the body. A gutsy play by Mell, and he forces the corner, number 5 for Richmond. Once again, it's Sukau. Sukau, the W.W. Nash corner kick, decides to go to the middle. The header from Gordon. And it's off the heel of the defender. A deep kick. And waiting for it is Shipman. A lot happening on that play. Venyels had a look at it. It went off the heel of Mitch Osmond, rolled back out to the top. We'll have to get a number on who made the final kick. So there is Sierakowski. Venyels had it for a second, went out to the top. Zaka Morin had a look. It was a deep one. And Fitzgerald was, or rather, Shipman was ready. And now Bartman is down after a collision at midfield. You can feel the tension rising here. It just doesn't seem right that we would end in a scoreless tie between these two teams with all the offensive firepower, but the back lines and the keepers have been so tough tonight. There's Bartman colliding with Morin. Martinez to set play. The Brownsville, Texas native. Tied for 2nd in the league in chances created. This could be one. To the back, the crossing pass. In the attacking third still. Rolled in the box, cleared to the top, and chipped away by Sierakowski. Martinez intercepts. The dump off to the right side, the chip in the middle. A chance for Payne, he tries to save. And ready for it was the back line and Morin. And now the counterattack coming from Richmond. Gordon tackled from behind, and a foul is called by the head referee. Donovan Eubank is going to give a yellow card. It's the first one today. It's on Jaden Onen, the forward. That's his 2nd yellow. He does have 1 red. We'll get another look at it as Gordon was able to get out ahead of the pack. Oden, one of the fastest players, maybe the fastest on forward Madison, nudged him with the left shoulder. And because Gordon had that momentum, it led to a yellow card on Onen. Now we'll have to see decision time. If Coach Glazer wants to leave Onen out there with a yellow card, he does have 1 red already this season. Venyels to deliver. We are up in the 70th minute of the match. Gordon down the sideline. Kept it in play, draws a double team from Martinez and Payne. It ricochets off the heel of Payne on the foot of Martinez. Fitch to the sideline. Richmond trying to win their 3rd straight home match. They've only given up 1 goal in their past 4 here at Citi Field. They've obviously not given up one today. Their defense is so tough at home. Forward Madison looking for their second straight clean sheet. Gordon brings it down off the one touch, collides with the defender. And it will be a corner kick. No foul on Payne as he and Gordon share a laugh.
Forward Madison substitution, departing match number 23.
Forward Madison's got a sub. It's going to be Andrew Wheeler Amangu, the midfielder from Bellington, Massachusetts, as he checks in. Wheeler Amangu comes in, and we will see the last of Aiden Messias. Wheeler Amangu in, Messias out. Making his 8th appearance this year, Wheeler Amangu does have 2 goals already. He's made 29 starts with the Flamingos over the past 2 seasons. Captained his Harvard team as a junior. Naturally, when you say Harvard, you think somebody's very smart, I'm sure. Very smart, heady player, Wheeler Amangu. A long throw and coming up for Richmond. What do you do differently? That's the question I think both of these coaching staffs are asking. They've had good shots. They've been in position to score. It's tough to get past the defense and keepers on both these teams. Quiet night for Nathan Awney. We've seen him oftentimes set up offenses. It's a big player, 6'4", wide frame, number 24. You do not want to mess with him. It's the kind of guy you want in front of the keeper. Richmond's got some tempo here. Suko. Martinez meets him. Sierakowski to Suko. The pass in the box to the middle. It's Sierakowski. And cleared by Madison. Cheney rolls it across the field to Payne. Payne with some pace. Gordon catches up behind him. Forward Madison coming off a clean sheet. Richmond only 1 goal allowed at home in their past 4 matches. I guess when you think of those 2 notes, you shouldn't be surprised to see a clean sheet and a tackle at midfield. And now some pushing and shoving as Derek Gephardt was not happy about that play from, that was Finch who pulled him down. It looked almost incidental. Now some more jawing as Cheney, the veteran, has a couple words for Awney, it looked like. Yeah, Simon Finch almost looked like he ran into him and tried to catch himself by grabbing on the jersey of Derek Gephardt. Donovan Eubank has a word with Finch. Let's have a look one more time. Here's the pass. Gephardt tried to turn. Yeah, almost looks like. And Finch didn't really have a word back to him. I think he realized it was an accident. Finch did. He was trying to catch himself, and I think he pushed down Gephardt at the same time. It does lead to a set play here for Martinez. He's had a couple looks. You give Martinez opportunities like this, and he will capitalize eventually. Martinez, the far side of the box, up in the air, off the head of the back line, and Sierakowski kicks it away. An extra ball rolls on the field, and it's kicked out of play. Somehow we only have about 15 minutes left, barring extra time. See if anybody makes a final push. A couple fresh legs are out there. For the most part, though, the starting 10 have stayed on the field. Only a couple subs for either team. Relatively cool night for June in Richmond, Virginia. Temperatures in the low 80s. As the sun has set, it's dipped below 80 degrees. Been a gorgeous night for soccer. The fans have come out, big crowd tonight. They've seen an exciting match back and forth. No goals to speak of, though. Richmond dominated the possession in the first half for Madison. Has had more opportunities here in the second. You almost get the feeling that somebody is about to make a mistake. It's not going to be Akira Fitzgerald, I'll tell you that, the veteran goalkeeper for Richmond. Ani sets up the offense, tries to kick up the middle and is turned away by the back line. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Over the top pass from Ani. Forward Madison ready for it as Gordon chases down and pulls down Wheeler Agnew. We'll see if this is a card. Yeah, it is. A yellow card on Owain Gordon. So that's the first yellow on Richmond. We'll have a look at that as he ran down Wheeler Agnew from behind. Got him on that left shoulder. And of course, the referee Eubank was right by it, reached the left pocket instantly as Owain Gordon picks up the yellow card. Deep kick, front of the box. The target was Cheney, goes off his chest, chip shot, and it's a goal for Madison. And just like that, they take the lead 1-0. Cheney to Payne. We talked about him at the top. Usually it is Payne setting up his teammates. This time, Stephen Payne on the end of the goal. His second in as many weeks. Let's have a look at that one more time here. High kick. Cheney was the first to touch it. The crossing pass in the middle. And with the right foot, Stephen Payne gives forward Madison the 1-0 lead. His second goal in as many weeks. It was Payne against North Carolina FC who opened up the scoring. And today it is Payne who does the same against Richmond for forward Madison. That is goal number 2 for Payne in the 78th minute. And now the Flamingos can see 3 points. A stunning shot from Payne. Matthew Bentley is checking in for Owain Gordon. Bentley has made 8 starts this year, only come off the bench 5 times. A shot creator who can even this one up. Lengthy 6'1" forward. Does Richmond have a response? And that ball goes over the top of Bentley. Stephen Payne, for the second match in a row, has a massive goal for forward Madison. And they are just, 11, 12 minutes. We'll see how much extra time we get from stealing 3 points on the road against Richmond, a team who's not lost at home since early April. Just the second goal Richmond has given up at home since that match they lost in early April. It is tough to score on the kickers here at Citi Field, but Stephen Payne cracks the code and gives Madison the 1-0 lead. Cheney. Pass to the middle. Another chance for Onan, using his speed, bumped in the box, and it goes out of play. The ball was already past the touchline when contact was made, and it will be a goal kick. 4,092 in attendance tonight for a phenomenal match between two top 5 teams, but it might be the underdogs and the visitors playing spoiler unless Richmond can counter. Suko in the middle. It's Vinyes to the box. Timmy Mel and Mitch Osmond have been all-stars on that back line. That time, I believe it was Mel turning it away. The intensity building. Richmond down 1-0. Little one touch. Richmond keeps it in the middle of the field. Maybe an opportunity. And Fitch was offsides. Just the second offsides call today. What a great night for Donovan Eubank, Bryson Condry, William Steffen doing a phenomenal job. When you have two fundamentally sound teams, though, although we've had a couple yellow cards in the second half, your job's pretty easy. Shipman takes his time. 4 saves tonight, most of those coming in the first half. Akira Fitzgerald had 3 early saves here in the second, but he could not stop that shot from Stephen Payne that gave Madison the 1-0 lead. Gephardt tried to turn, no space, retreats back to the sideline. Now taken away by Richmond. Terzaghi tries to cross and it's deflected up in the air. Madison's done a phenomenal job stopping the reigning league player of the week, Emiliano Terzaghi. He has not had a shot yet tonight, number 32 in black. Our big key for Madison, play through Payne, and they have. Stephen Payne has them up 1-0, looking for more as it ricochets off the back thigh of Vinyes out of play. A pair of subs appear to be coming in for forward Madison. Eric Connerty is in. Eric Connerty is in for forward Madison. He wears number 8, the Grand Rapids native, making his 8th appearance in his first professional year after playing for years at Western Michigan. Helped his team win conference. He comes in, and so does Robert Screen. So a pair of defensive players checking in. Connerty at midfield, Screen in the back line, the 23-year-old from Raleigh, North Carolina. A little more depth for Madison, some fresh legs on the defensive end for the road team leading 1-0. And a sub in for Richmond, it's Joao Gomiro, the 25-year-old from Brazil, 3 goals in a 2-match stretch back in April. He's in for Suko, Justin Suko. The former Madison player, his night is done. Terzaghi a little bit slow to get up at midfield. Gomiro with his first touch of the match after checking in. Coach Sawatsky trying to get some fresh legs on offense. And it's turned back to Fitzgerald, who has 4 saves tonight. But it was a goal from Stephen Payne earlier in the half that put Madison up 1-0. Quick over the top pass into the attacking third. Crossing ball from Terzaghi. Here's a chance for Richmond, and it's knocked away from behind. A defensive play and a beautiful one from Jacob Krul, who made the all-league team this week. And it will lead to a corner. over-the-top pass, dumped into the attacking third to Fitch, and coming out of nowhere, it was Timmy Mell. I thought it was cruel. It's Timmy Mell making possibly a goal-saving play. Cross towards the box, chipped up in the air. And now forward Madison takes control of possession. They turn it back to Richmond. Simon Finch had a look at it. He already has a couple shots this year. No goals, though. And couldn't crack the scoreboard there. Off the thigh of a Richmond player, belongs to forward Madison. Now you have to look at the clock and think, okay, how many possessions do we have left if we're Richmond? A match they could have used to catapult themselves into first place. 3 points would have given them first in USL League One. Instead, it looks like it's going to be forward Madison, unless Richmond can come back here late. That puts themselves just behind the top 3 teams in the league. This would put forward Madison in third place with 19, a tie for third. Or tie for fourth, excuse me, just 1 point behind the third place team, which is Richmond. They'd be tied with Northern Colorado. The Hailstorm with a win tonight would forward Madison. We'll have to wait and see what Hailstorm does in their match. But if the Road Pink can hold on, they'll be tied for fourth. Richmond will stay in third place. But they have 2 more home matches coming up and a chance to move. But if you're the Kickers, this was one you really wanted against a tough Madison team. Now forward Madison playing keep away. The clock is their friend. Ball to Cheney. Turned back by Ani. That's last touch by forward Madison. It'll be a throw in at midfield for Richmond. Matthew Bentley, lengthy midfielder, quickly tosses. Under 2 minutes left, barring bonus time. Vinyals with some urgency. Met by Martinez. Barnathan rolls it back to Morin. Richmond reverses field. Bentley on his right foot. Gomiro. Bentley blocked out of play. It'll be a throw-in. A 2-match winning streak at home for Richmond is on the line. Madison looking for their 2nd straight victory. It'd be the first loss for the Kickers at home since early April. Deep throw in the box. Header. Bentley tries to kick. And it's turned away. Ani runs it down. On Fitch's foot. The chip towards the box. Once again, it's Timmy Mell to clear. See if Richmond tries another shot. They may not get a chance. Connerty, who just checked in, fresh legs, does well to waste some time. Vinyals, bending kick towards the box. He was looking for the leading goal scorer, Torzaki. Now Martinez has it to midfield. This might be the last chance for Richmond coming up right here. We do have 4 minutes of stoppage time, it looks like, so that gives the home team a little more time to try to get this final goal. Martinez through ball into open field. And offsides is the call on Cheney. That looked like it was going to be the call. That's Christian Cheney ahead of the back line. Stoppage time brought to you by Greenswell Growers. We'll see if Richmond can have some stoppage time magic. The Henny Derby. We've talked about it. Started out as a bet between fans of Richmond and Madison. The loser of the match drinks Hennessy, and right now it looks like Madison is going to keep their palate dry. Leading 1-0. There's about 3 minutes left in the match. Still a big crowd, over 4,000 in attendance tonight. As Shipman knocks it down and will milk the clock. Forward Madison trying to move into 4th place. Richmond was hoping for the 3 points that would put them in first in USL League One. But as it stands, contact and no foul call. As it stands, Madison's going to play spoiler. Gamiro checked in about 5 minutes ago. On the sideline to Bentley. 2 minutes left of stoppage time. Little touch to the middle, cleared by Martinez. Into the backfield, Barnathan chases. Fitch sets it up down the sideline to Bentley. His crossing pass to the middle. Timmy Mel, right place, right time again with 90 seconds left. The throw in for Richmond. Ani to throw in. He opts for the short pass to Fitch. Back to Ani, already a couple assists this year. Can he pick one up here? And it goes over the top. Just past the outstretched fingertips of Shipman. And now with less than a minute left, Madison can really take their time. I think Ani was looking for a pass there, possibly looking for a cutting Bentley. He had Terzaghi on the back left side, and it goes over the top. Deep kick. Down on the turf is Cheney. We got a late yellow on Richmond. That might be Vanal. No, it's not Vanals. It is number 16, Jake Meekum. Third yellow card tonight, the second on Richmond. The clock at 10 seconds. That might be it. Forward Madison, what a performance tonight. Might get a little extra time because of the stoppage here. We'll see, because we are past those 4 minutes. Looks like Cheney is up, taking his time. Fresno, California native, spent last year with Central Valley Fuego. Led the team in scoring in their inaugural season. He's been a bright spot for Forward Madison this year, one of many, with 4 goals. And since he came in, he didn't really impact the scoreboard with an assist or goal, but he's been a focal point and really changed the tone, did number 9 for Forward Madison. Now Martinez, the kick, he chips it to the corner, goes past Cheney, who runs to the corner, draws the double team, and it goes out of bounds, past the touchline for Madison to throw in. Waiting for the referee Eubank to call it. There is the throw in. Cheney again tries to keep it himself, lost it out of play. And play on. Richmond will have one more opportunity. This is it for the home team. Awney races ahead. Crossfield pass. Forward Madison, good pressure. Gomiro with Connerty behind him. Cannot let it go out of play. The tackle rolls to the box, cleared out of play, and that will do it. Forward Madison comes into Richmond and takes 3 points against the Kickers to move into 4th place in the USL League One standings. What a big win. You don't really want to call it an upset because both these teams are so good on paper, but Coach Darren Sawatsky and company probably feel like they swiped 3 points away from Richmond. The Kickers have 2 more in a row at home, so they can still make a nice run, as the Richmond man of the match, brought to you by Kiter CPA, is Owain Gordon. He had 2 shots on goal, really put a lot of pressure on the back line of forward Madison, but in the end, it was Stephen Payne picking up the only goal of the match. He scores for the 2nd straight week, and he gives forward Madison the victory. We've got a lot to choose from when it comes to the save of the week. Both of these keepers were absolutely fantastic. Save of the match. Let's have a look at it. It was from Kira Fitzgerald. Watch this one coming up and making the save as Cheney tried to chip it over the top, and Fitzgerald showed us why he's one of the league all-time greats. Getting a fingertip on it, but he couldn't stop the shot from Stephen Payne, as the Henny Derby victors tonight is Bernard Shipman and FC Madison. How about this? Bern Shipman, his 6th clean sheet this season. That is a club record, and he has back-to-back clean sheets against 2 of the top 3 teams in the entire league. We'll take a break and come back and recap. What a win for Forward Madison FC. 1-0 against the Richmond Kickers on the road.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
Hi, I'm Megan Mack, president of Prospect Blue.
And I'm Jess Barnes, Director of Business Development at Prospect Blue.
Prospect Blue is a staffing and recruiting firm headquartered right here in Richmond, Virginia. We serve the Mid-Atlantic region and beyond.
With the labor market experiencing historic shortages, Prospect Blue is here to help companies attract and retain key talent.
With strong relationships in the corporate, financial, legal, and medical fields, we are in a unique position to connect employers with job seekers.
There goes that man, Stephen Payne, back-to-back weeks with goals. Last week against North Carolina FC, got the scoring started. And tonight, the only goal against Richmond in the second half. Stephen Payne comes up with the big goal to give the road team the victory. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from this match. A lot of great goalkeeper work. We start in the 27th minute. Richmond had a chance off the set play, went through the back line, but Shipman was ready for it. Bernd Shipman, the German native, with a big save. Then on the other end, towards the end of the half, this crossing pass was saved by the back line. That was number 6 in the back for Forward Madison. Actually, that was number 5, Timmy Mell, who was absolutely fantastic. And then in the second half, Forward Madison came out on fire. Akira Fitzgerald, the big save. Cheney had the breakaway, and Fitzgerald turned him away. In the 67th minute, a crossing pass. Richmond had the chance off the corner, but once again, so tough to get it past that back line, and Shipman was able to clean it up. In the 78th minute, an over-the-top pass that felt ominous, beautifully set up to the right side, on the right foot in just the touch. And the goal, and it ended up being the game-winning goal tonight for Forward Madison, the put-away from Stephen Payne. Team's pretty close in terms of shots. Kickers had actually 2 more, 1 more shot on target. They won the possession battle. But as we've talked about in other matches, as other broadcasts have talked about, for some reason in USL League One, the team that wins the possession battle oftentimes loses this season, and that was the case tonight. Forward Madison did the job in the counterattack, and they take the win tonight in the Henny Derby. On Pride Night in Richmond, Forward Madison comes in and takes 3 points, beating the Richmond Kickers by a 1-0 score. A gorgeous goal from Stephen Payne in the second half to get the victory. We appreciate you tuning in. Great work by our crew behind the scenes. I'm Ryan Pierce. Forward Madison tops Richmond, picks up 3. We'll see you next time on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.